Okay, YouTube, here's a real quick down and dirty video on how to mount a rear TJ Wrangler bumper on the front of your Jeep Liberty. That's an 05. So we have our TJ rear bumper here. This is what you do. Get yourself a flat steel plate 4 inches by a 1/4 inch thick. You want it 4 inches so it will cover up all of this and for strength. So you take your steel plate, you take your mounting brackets that were here and you take them off, or you can mount this plate directly to the bracket and you could probably bolt it together if you wanted to. I took mine off and I welded it. It's welded across the top, the side, the bottom, and on the flip side there's a bead right through there. This is 2x2 square tubing that is a 1/4 inch thick. It needs to be approximately 6 to 8 inches long. It can be longer. It just runs into the frame rail, which goes down about a foot or something. While I'm over here on your frame rail, you need to cut this out right here. I use the cutting torch. You could use a Dremel, a drill, whatever you feel like doing. You could probably pound it in there if you wanted to, but you have to open this up a little to get the 2x2 to fit in there, because inside here is your frame rail. The frame rail is 2 1/4 by 2 1/8 or some funky number, but the 2x2 works perfect, and it gives you a little bit of room in there in case you don't have everything perfectly centered up. Make sure you weld this on all 4 sides. This has all been TIG welded, I believe. This little loop on the top here is from Rocky Road Outfitters. It goes on the safari rack on the top of your Jeep. I stuck it on here. The reason I like the back one is you also get a hitch in the front that you can use for a tow point when you're off-road and pull somebody out, pull you out. And it's a lot easier when you live on a bunch of property like I do. You can move your trailers around. This swoops down really nice and covers up the bottom of your radiator. So that works out really well. The width, perfect. Take your old bumper off. Lots of videos on YouTube how to do that. It takes about 15 minutes. Sell it on Craigslist for a couple $100. Gonna have to fab something right here, cover this up. Now, you lose your blinkers. My blinkers are gonna be going here, where my driving lights are. My driving lights, all those wires are going to stay, all the OEM wires I'm going to leave intact. They're going to come out and they are going to mount to a light bar on top of the front bumper. When you take your bumper off though, remember, don't cut all this fender liner out, because you're going to need some of it to fold around. This little bolt was a bolt to hold the bottom of the bumper on by the radiator grill. Just repurposed it there. Use some zip ties right here. But anyway, that's a real quick explanation of how to stick a bumper on the front of your Liberty. It works really well, and it's a whole lot cheaper than buying some aftermarket one for $1,200. I got the bumper off Craigslist for $100. I'm in it for welding rod and materials, metal and everything for maybe another $50. So for well under $200, got my front bumper. Thank y'all. Hope this helps someone.